If you're dealing with stubborn fat, low energy, constant cravings, or elevated fasting glucose, insulin resistance may be driving all of it. In the next few minutes, you're going to understand what it actually is, how it develops, and what you can do to reverse it. Spoiler alert, no extreme dieting is required. Most people think it's simple. Eat too many carbs, develop insulin resistance. Cut the carbs, fix the problem. That oversimplification is exactly why so many people change their diet, see minimal results, and assume something is permanently wrong with them. But the full picture is more complex than anyone has told you. And once you see it, everything starts to make sense. Let's start with insulin. Insulin is produced by the pancreas. Its job is to move glucose from your bloodstream into your cells for energy. After you eat, blood glucose rises and insulin is released. In a healthy system, this process is efficient, tightly regulated, and invisible. Insulin resistance occurs when cells stop responding to insulin signal properly. The pancreas compensates by producing more and more insulin just to keep blood glucose normal. And here's the part most people never hear. For a long time, your blood sugar can look completely normal on standard tests, but insulin might be chronically elevated, quietly causing damage. Chronically elevated insulin reduces your ability to burn fat for fuel. It also promotes fat storage. It drives low-grade inflammation, and it creates a metabolic environment where fat loss becomes increasingly difficult, even when you're doing everything else right. Stay with me, because how insulin resistance actually develops is where most people's understanding completely falls apart. Physical inactivity is one of the most underdiagnosed factors. Skeletal muscle is your body's primary site of glucose disposal. Low muscle mass or low muscle activity means glucose uptake becomes inefficient. Then blood sugar stays elevated longer after meals and insulin stays elevated in response. The cycle compounds quietly over time. What makes matters worse? Poor sleep. Poor sleep reduces insulin sensitivity measurably, not over months, within days. 1 week of inadequate sleep produces meaningful changes in glucose metabolism. Most people obsessively tracking their nutrition are completely ignoring the variable that's quietly ruining all of it, and that's chronic stress. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, and cortisol directly interferes with insulin signaling. It tells your liver to release more glucose, and it keeps insulin elevated even while fasting. Stress isn't just about mental health. It's a metabolic issue as well. Let's talk about the foods that play a role here. The quality of the fats you eat matters more than most people realize. Heavily processed oils and industrial trans fats promote cellular inflammation that worsens insulin resistance directly. Monounsaturated fats, particularly from extra virgin olive oil, do the opposite. The polyphenols and monounsaturated fats support endothelial function, reduce inflammation, and improve metabolic flexibility. A couple of tablespoons daily are associated with measurable improvements in insulin sensitivity and cardiovascular markers. Now, if you want to improve your insulin sensitivity, stay with me, because the solution is simpler than you've been led to believe. Resistance training improves glucose uptake independently of insulin. Your muscles can absorb glucose through contraction alone, bypassing the signaling problem entirely. This is one of the most powerful interventions available, and most people aren't using it consistently enough. Walking. Walking after meals reduces post-meal glucose spikes significantly. Even 10 to 15 minutes reduces the insulin demand on your pancreas. free, no pills, no equipment, and immediate impact. Sleep. Sleep 7 to 9 hours and see improvements in your insulin sensitivity within days, not weeks. Sleep is not just recovery from training, it's metabolic recalibration, it's hormonal optimization. Treat it with the importance it deserves. Processed foods. Reduce ultra-processed food intake to stabilize blood sugar and remove one of the primary drivers of chronically elevated insulin. And last but not least, stress. Manage stress structurally, not occasionally. Daily walking, breathing practices, better sleep, and boundaries around your work and your personal life. It all counts metabolically. Insulin resistance develops gradually through repeated signals sent to your body over months and years. But the trajectory shifts faster than most people think, when the inputs change consistently, of course. Insulin resistance is not a permanent defect or a genetic sentence. You are not broken. You've just been living in an environment your body was never built to handle long term. Now you know what's actually driving it, and more importantly, exactly what to do about it.